Generating Bodhicitta by reflecting on parents' kindness. Reflecting on parents' kindness in birth and nurturing. Yesterday, we reflected on the kindness of a mother. From the moment we come into this world, our lives depend on our mothers. All our nourishment comes from them. From the time of conception, a mother watches every movement of the fetus with care, cautious about eating, sleeping, and every action, lest it harms the unborn child. During childbirth, she endures intense pain, but once the baby arrives safely, she forgets her suffering and is filled with joy. A mother often sees her child as her entire world. From the 10 months of pregnancy onward, we are physically connected to her. As infants, we spend our days in her arms. As we grow, we are always the center of her attention. She would rather go hungry herself than let our stomachs stay empty. She would rather shiver in cold than leave us without warmth. Even the proudest mother is willing to humble herself and beg for others' help for the sake of her child. To raise us, she can toil through storms and labor under the scorching sun. She is even willing to bear slander or commit unwholesome deeds. Some mothers without sufficient merit may even create negative karma to provide for their children. Whenever we feel the slightest discomfort or pain, she becomes restless, sleepless, and loses her appetite. Whenever we leave home, she keeps worrying about us until we return safely. Our growth is a process in which a mother exhausts her life. Cultivate gratitude in this way. Throughout the endless cycle of birth and death, every rebirth we undergo depends on a mother. Thus, the mothers we've had over countless lifetimes are innumerable. Every sentient being has been our mother, not just once, and may become our mother again in future lives. The kindness of our mothers throughout countless lifetimes is deeper than the ocean. Reflect on their kindness in this way. This practice is not an exaggeration of reality. The Dharma reveals the truth. What we've learned about how mothers care for their children is all factual. We should reflect on it and never forget the care our parents gave us. After recalling this, we should think of repaying their kindness and being filial to them, which is undoubtedly our duty. We should repay our parents' kindness. As mentioned before, there are various ways to do so. In the past, unlike today's retirees who receive pensions, elderly parents had no income once they could no longer work and relied on their children for support. Providing food and clothing is the most basic way to repay their kindness. If parents cannot support themselves, we will feel anxious and strive to provide for them. But nowadays, this is less urgent, as most parents no longer face the challenge of basic survival and can sustain themselves. Negative karma is the cause of suffering. If one supports one's mother through unwholesome means, like a secular person ignorant of karma, it only worsens her situation, making it harder for her to break free from the ocean of suffering. Supporting mothers through unwholesome means is detrimental to them. If one provides for one's mother through killing, stealing, lying, or sexual misconduct, it brings her harm and increases her suffering. Even offering a pure support cannot free her from the suffering of birth and death, because all worldly happiness is defiled. It is the suffering of change that causes beings to fall into the 3 lower realms. In the ultimate sense, such happiness offers no real benefit and can even intensify her suffering. We have the merit or fortune to learn the Dharma in this life, and this is often connected to our mothers. Because they have roots of virtue and learned the Dharma with us in past lives, we reunite now. In our past lives, it was often our mothers who guided us to the Dharma and led us to happiness without holding anything back. Now, we must repay our mother's kindness. We should understand that only Buddhahood brings unsurpassable happiness. Merely wishing for our mothers to attain the blessings in samsara, the peace of the Hinayana, or the bliss of provisional bodhisattvas is not ultimate. Such motivation is inadequate. We should resolve to help our mothers attain perfect Buddhahood. This is the most complete and ultimate way to repay their kindness. That is, we must generate genuine Bodhicitta for our mothers, with the wish that they achieve perfect enlightenment. We should aspire for all sentient beings to attain Buddhahood. First, we help them obtain temporary happiness and satisfaction. Then, we gradually guide them toward liberation and the path of awakening. That is, generate Bodhicitta for all mother-like sentient beings. Hence, we generate Bodhicitta by reflecting on the kindness of our mothers. Reflecting on the sin of the lack of filial piety. Now, we have renounced worldly life, called monastics, heirs of Shakyamuni Buddha. We can no longer provide for our parents or revere our ancestors properly. We can neither support them while they are alive nor liberate them after their passing. From a worldly perspective, we have caused tremendous loss. From the supramundane view, we have little to contribute. As a failure in both ways, we cannot escape our heavy karma. This means that after ordination, we can no longer offer material support to our parents. On top of that, if we fail to practice earnestly and attain spiritual accomplishment, we cannot guide them when they pass away. Thus, we cannot escape our heavy karma. The Sutra on the Contemplation of the Mind states, though Mount Sumeru is the highest in the world, a mother's kindness surpasses it. Though the earth is the heaviest, a mother's kindness outweighs it. Moreover, it says, virtuous men and women, even if one were to cut flesh from one's own body 3 times daily to offer one's mother for a whole kalpa, it would not repay even a single day of her kindness. Why? Because the blood the child consumes from the mother in the womb, combined with the breast milk they take after birth, amounts to a total of 180 vessels. Whenever there is delicious food or fine clothing, the mother gives it to the child first, Even if the child is foolish or defective, her love never wavers. After birth, children still need to consume a lot of breast milk. Sometimes I see children who are ill, disabled, autistic, or mentally troubled. Yet their parents still love them deeply without rejection. This is not easy. In past lives, we may have been such children. If we are grateful, we will naturally attract grateful people, whether children or friends. Like attracts like. People gather around those of a similar nature. This is also the working of karma. Repaying kindness and generating bodhicitta. Reflect on this. The only way to repay their kindness is to practice the path to Buddhahood in every lifetime and liberate sentient beings throughout the 10 directions and 3 times. In doing so, not only the parents of this life, but those of all past lives will be liberated. Not only our own parents, but the parents of all beings will be freed. This is the second cause and condition for generating the body-mind. Generating bodhicitta by reflecting on teachers' kindness. Reflecting on teachers' kindness. Although our parents give us life, without teachers of worldly knowledge, we would not learn morals and manners. Without spiritual teachers, we would not understand the dharma. Without knowing morals and manners, aren't we just like animals? Without understanding the dharma, aren't we just like secular people? Parents gave birth to and nurtured our physical bodies. But without the guidance of worldly teachers, we would not know propriety and righteousness. Without spiritual teachers, we would not understand the Dharma. Without knowing propriety and righteousness, we would be no different from animals. Without understanding the Buddha's teachings, we would not know renunciation or bodhicitta, lacking discipline, concentration, and wisdom. Aren't we the same as worldly people? Now we have a little knowledge of morals and manners, understand the basics of Buddhism, wear the monastic robes, and uphold the pure precepts. This immense kindness all comes from our teachers. Generating bodhicitta to repay kindness. If we aim only for small goals, the benefit is limited to ourselves. But now we strive for the great vehicle and vow to benefit all beings. So both worldly and spiritual teachers can receive benefits. This is the third cause and condition for generating the body-mind. Our teachers include not only worldly teachers, but also spiritual teachers. If we seek only personal liberation, we can only benefit ourselves. But by generating the Mahayana aspiration, vowing to benefit all sentient beings, both our worldly and spiritual teachers will receive benefits. Therefore, to repay our teachers' kindness, we must generate bodhicitta. This is the third cause of generating bodhicitta.